Hi everybody, welcome to Wild Earth. We're on a little bit of a late game drive this afternoon. We've had a few problems with batteries and technical issues. Hopefully we've sorted them out for the drive this afternoon. It might be a little bit short. We're going to see how far we get. We've got Lishan and Rory in control, and Peter's behind the camera. It's going to help me find my way. It's really great to be back. I've been really looking forward to this for a while, and I think we've wasted enough time. We'll head out on a drive. Looks like there's going to be a nice sky tonight, and come and enjoy it with us. Getting a little bit overcast. There's a lovely big bank of cloud in the west, but still some clear skies above us. At this stage, not a threat. In the times that I've spent in between my last appearance, for those of you that were with me when I was last here at the beginning of December, I've been a little bit further north from here in the Timbavati, and quite a contrast really between the Timbavati and here, or the northern part of the Timbavati. It was wearing its winter colors there already. The grasses were dry. I think we'd had a fraction of the rain that appears to have fallen here. And really special, really wonderful to be in a place that has such a lush green summer feel. We had it briefly in the Timbavati around Christmas time, and again a little bit in January when we had some really good rains. But if rain doesn't follow on, it dries out within a couple of days. It's a very dry climate. I think maybe just one thing that I'm sad about is that I haven't been able to see this all grow so much. But at least coming here now in the middle of the height of summer, it gives me a point of reference of how lush it can be, and it's just a nice reference point to start in such a wet environment, and to see the changes that'll take place between now and the next few months as we go into autumn and winter. Expect that rains might stick around at least until March, April. Sometimes April's a good rain. One never really knows with the weather these days. Very big hyena. Been walking here today. Yeah, that's it,
Yeah, it's all of a sudden.
Yeah. Colony of dwarf mongoose shouting at us probably.
Two dogs across the road.
Hopefully shouting at us, not a predator. For those of you that were watching our feed during the day, some of you might have been lucky enough to see mom and baby hippo moving around a little bit. There were a couple of times that she moved away from that tree that we call the nursery area. I think a general term, really. Certain spiders that we even refer to their nursery areas where they keep their young until they're safe enough to go out on their own. Impala have nursery groups. I don't think us humans have monopoly on the phrase, but there is always that one common thread, and that is maternal instinct, which is not only confined to animals. One finds it in some creatures even as small as wasps and scorpions, snakes and crocodiles. Crocodiles have nursery areas too, actually. Talking to Lishan without the microphone on. Audrey, I'm going to get to that question in a minute. I just want to see what we've got here. We've got a few vultures in the tree, and I just want to concentrate on what we might find around here. A couple of white-backed vultures. The one that flew away there had a very full crop. Crop is an area in the throat, the gullet, that holds food. It's a sort of a pre-digestion of the food. It might have something to do with the hyena that we're here today. Very thick bush. If there's a kill here, we'd have to be out on foot looking for it. I think it's pointless just crashing through the bush if we don't really know what it is or where it is. And at this time of the day, vultures will be either fully fed or heading to roosts. Nice time of the day to figure it out would be when there are a number of vultures on the carcass. There's some more to our right, so it could be even something fairly large. Mostly only impala tracks around here. And a hippo. But hippo was moving through.
There was a lion in this area yesterday,
Were they?
Guys, yesterday morning I heard some audio in the area, nothing eventually was found. So it's not impossible, but I think also the elephant carcass further north might have attracted a large number, but
yeah.
So yeah. Just further down towards the riverbed as well.
When they're so spread out like this, it's almost impossible. As I was saying, during the day when there are a lot of them feeding, the noise and the bickering around the carcass is quite audible from a distance. It's quite easy to follow them through from that. And also when we see them coming down to the kill, easy to see them coming in. But under the circumstances, I think unless it's a carcass in a tree, we're not going to be able to see it, or unless it's close to the road. Very strong urine smell that we just came through. But that was possibly hippo or someone else. Audrey, your question about how long mom's going to stick with baby, or how long it'll take before she introduces the young one. In places that I've lived where there are large numbers of hippo, I can give you an example. A lake that was perhaps only twice the size of Gowrie Dam with over 200 hippo. Circumstances like that with multiple males with a lot of bickering, I'd say it'll be a good few days before she, I guess maybe even a week before she dares to bring it back into the group. That gives the youngster time to immediately the load is
Marching.
Oh, we got elephant tracks. Audrey, sorry, we seem to have lost, well, we had some signal problems, so I believe I was breaking up a little bit. I'll have to go back a few steps and try and remember what I was saying. But the whole bonding process is important for a newborn, especially in the gregarious or the social animals, because once they do go back into the group and the bonding hasn't taken place, a youngster can wander around not knowing or not reconnecting with mom, and in some instances it becomes a threat to the whole community, because it'll cry and cry and cry, and nature just makes sure that by the time some of these social animals get back together with their group, with their newborns, that they have bonded. In a situation like this, I don't know where she comes from, I don't know how big the group size is. By all intents and purposes, she might just be the only female, so she's already allowed that other hippo to come close to her without getting aggressive, without showing any concern. She did show some concern today once some guests from Vuyatela were walking nearby. They weren't really close, but someone was wearing a white shirt, and I think personally wearing white in the bush is a bit of a no-no. One of the reasons why some of the antelope and why white is such an important color in signaling and in visual alarm signals, like the underneath of the tails. I noticed that the white-tail, we just have a duiker diving undercover, gets its name.
A little bit back, I might just get it.
Moving forward. Duiker meaning diver. Their defense is to dive into cover. Can you get him through there?
Yeah, just a little back.
The little male. Two very, very sharp little horns. Unfortunately, we missed him. They have a lovely little tuft of hair in the crown of their head. Sometimes the female looks like a little unicorn with a tuft of hair. Looks like a little horn sticking up. Sorry for the distraction. But hopefully that's answered your question, Audrey. Please let Lisha know if you need more. Group of elephant that were here went opposite direction to us, but it was a little while ago.
Check still like Shammy Nyari, otherwise we get that side. I don't think there's many cars. You want to go that side?
Treehouse.
Eh?
The treehouse.
Yeah, just asking anyone with the Nyari still. I don't know if there is any.
Any mobiles with the Nyari? Copy that. Hello, all vehicles on drive. This is Mark. New to the group. Copy, thanks, Chuck.
It's an interesting point, and I quite like Mark's spirit in it. We talked earlier about the roads, and we'll obviously drive around a bit and get to know them, but he's happy to sort of just explore them and go along with it rather than giving directions. So it's going to be quite a nice way of getting to know the roads with him as well for everyone on drive.
So, slowly crossing the little cut line to the west of Chichester, and opposite direction.
Is that within jurisdiction?
No, that's a wetland that's too far to the...
Okay.
Mark, just a question I've got actually. I heard you earlier and I presumed you would speak a bit, but it sounds like you speak pretty good with Shangaan and Zulu.
Yeah, I was speaking Shangaan to Charles. I have lost a lot of it. It's been coming back to me then, being back in the Timbavati with the staff that live where I live. Having spent a fair amount of time in East Africa though, I learned Swahili, and coming back to South Africa, I was in the Cape for a while and trying to learn Xhosa.
So you've got a bit
I kept breaking into Swahili, and I've found that I'm doing the same here, that when I'm thinking of a word in Shangaan, the Swahili word comes to me and I might even use it subconsciously, and then I get these blank stares. What are you saying? There are some words that are the same, funny enough. There's an Ingwe. Just found an Ingwe down here in the dip at that fan.
Spotting, man.
Oh wow.
Ah, brilliant.
Must be drinking.
Awesome, man. Well, Mark, we'll see when we get close, but I think this might be Karula just as a first glance.
Yeah, let's have a look. Quite dark.
Yeah, no, no,
Not Karula.
It's not Karula. It's we call this one Saseka.
Right.
It's the previous daughter of Karula, so her previous youngster.
Wow. Second leopard.
Sorry guys, just the chair moving around talking the microphone. But also Saseka, also called Tandi by a lot of the lodges. And we're at Twin Dams, just from the radio call.
Okay.
She's nice, relaxed. Whichever you want, huh? She's about pretty much as relaxed as Karula is. So proper Sabi Sands leopard. Ah, amazing.
So, just gonna fall into the mud hole. There we go. Giving us a break. I think we need to go round.
Whichever you want, huh? Yeah, there's a gap that side, quite easy that you can get through comfortably.
Straight. Oh no, you won't get through the water here in the mud. Go round. Mobiles on Ingwe Tundang. Charles Ingwe at Tundam. Copy. Maybe
Nice way to start, Mark.
Wonderful way. Good luck to the Irish, except I'm not Irish. There we go. We'll get a bit of
Turn slightly the nose to your left if you want, otherwise you're going to have to lean away the whole time. A little bit more, perfect. Oh, stunning view, eh?
bit of the colour of the sky in the water. Hello, you gorgeous cat. It's time to run out of battery on my image stabilizer. Battery things today. The battery day.
Lucky for us she was popping her head up when we drove past, huh?
I think she had just been drinking, but she had that. You're right. She had that pose as though she had just sort of stood up. Wonderful, absolutely amazing. I mean, he needs to go anywhere. He is listening intently. You see when she's listening our way. This right ear of hers. Hello, gorgeous. Yeah, just waiting for her to blink. It's my sign when, instead of that harsh stare, if she's looking in the eyes, like any cat, and the eyes go a little bit soft. Of course, the other thing about being a cat is all the body language is very much the same as the cats that you have at home. The tail movements, the ear movements, the eyes, the posture. Body language is easy to read in a cat. If you have a cat at home, if you're a dog lover, it's somewhat different. Beautiful long whiskers, pure white. Got a lovely dark coat on the back of her neck and her shoulders.
Yeah, Mark, you can quickly see, you've obviously seen a lot of leopard in your life, and you instantly mentioned she's dark. She is, like I said, quite dark, and also her name Soseka means beautiful.
Yes.
And other guys also call her Tandi, which is beautiful in Zulu. So her sister is the opposite. Her sister is very shy, and we call her Tingana, which means shy. But we don't see her often anymore. She's moved more south.
Is Soseka Shangaan?
Yeah.
Didn't know that word.
Soseka or Sasekile. The word you might have heard before.
Can't say that I have. I guess I didn't have I did have a happy time.
Say again?
I said I was going to say, I guess I didn't have a happy time, but I have had a very happy time with in all my years around Gazankulu and the Shangaan friends. I mean, I don't know why that never came up. Blacksmith plover. Objecting to the presence of a predator. I guess they came to see what we're looking at. And of course what they've now done is they've just told the world that there's a cat. But they're not complaining too much yet. She's beautiful. And she's turned her head to the sound of a vehicle that I've faintly heard. Been quite a hot day, so she is panting. One thing that maybe a lot of animals have, and birds have, or birds have it in common with animals, but one thing that animals have in common, not having sweat glands, being able to regulate body temperature is quite important. Come and say hello, gorgeous. Oh, you are. Was he calling me?
Yeah, he was calling me, but I'm just looking at
Charles, come in. Charles, Mark, go ahead.
Mark, I'm still responding on that thing just continuing to
At this stage, yes, just moving sort of southeast of Fun Dam. Seems to me maybe going down into the riverbed.
I'm not that far away, Mark. Making my way down there now.
Okay, copied. Probably riverbed would be good.
So come again?
I said it'd probably be good if you're down in the drain in the riverbed. I'm going to try and stay with her up here for now.
Okay, no, thanks, Mark. I'm making my way down.
got to get used to this Land Rover after driving my Land Rover for a long time. Probably about a 20-year difference between. Okay, sorry spiders. Sorry spider.
Right, Mark, maybe just for Charles' sake, just say just on Gary Main. If she continues like this, she'll pop it on Gary Main directly south of the dam.
Charles, come in.
Yeah, go on.
Guys, he's heading towards Gary Main.
And how far are you from Gary now?
On the dam wall.
We're on the dam wall.
Okay, let's try my best, Mark. I'm coming down along Silver Patla.
Okay, copy. She's quite relaxed walking on the road now. I'll stick around.
Okay, sorry, thanks. Go on.
Charles just called me by a name that was given to me 20-something years ago by my Shanghai friend. And that's a long story. Not for now. Not while we're playing with the leopard. Look at that, beautiful. Oh, she was just marking her territory there while I was talking to Charles, and I'm sorry if I'm talking over a leopard sighting, but it is important to let the other people in the area know and to guide them in. And since this is Juma's property, it's important that Juma's guests also get the benefit of it. And that was a Swainson's Franklin that she pushed out of the grass and complained bitterly, flying into a tree. That little twitch of the tail. I've seen so many leopards in times miss their kills because of that tail that has a mind of its own. There, she's got her interest piqued by something. And here's something, I guess, moving down in the riverbed. That is absolutely beautiful. Those ears concentrating as intently as the eyes. Always just swiveling back to make sure that she's not missing out on any sound behind her. Look at that tail. I love it. Pardon?
Yes, I can hear Charles's voice. Yeah, that was pretty, eh?
Yeah.
Well, that backdrop as well, you get that nice depth of field there.
And that dam wall, I think.
Yeah.
Just come in. She's busy stalking or listening. Okay, Charles, come up onto the dam wall next to the dam. She's listening to something in the grass. Something must have moved in there. It must have been small enough that it's not visual, but she can hear a rustle, of course. I think I must move back just a little.
Yeah, you can go in there.
I don't know if you'll get to see her there.
Yeah, I think we've only got 2 guests this week.
Yeah. Yeah. Very important markings on the back of her ears. They all add to the whole body language. Vocabulary, for want of a better word. Very distinct difference between the dark and the light markings that will indicate all the different moods of a cat depending on the position of the ears. Whatever she was interested in hasn't moved yet, or again. I reckon she'll probably lose interest. There's nothing like the patience of a cat. Pussycat. Come back to carry on doing what she was doing, walking down the road, marking territory. Can mark over there too. No. Stay with it till you turn around.
Say no, Charles.
Yeah, we'll go. Marking a territory again. A lot of animals make pathways to and from waterholes. Cool.
Another one? I'll tell you when
The moment from. Oh, that was a young goose. A very young goose. The young Egyptian goose that's getting tired flying. It could be quite interesting. She hasn't even looked at it yet. Yeah, go back to the water, child.
Yeah. There's a bit of logic.
It's a knobbed duck.
It's the same one though.
Huh?
I thought the other one was a goose, but maybe it's just presumption.
Yeah. I mean, it looks still young, but it's... Have you had knobbed ducks here?
Yeah, no, we see them occasionally. Not often, but occasionally.
Any cat that I know of would have been interested in a bird, because they would have picked up the sound of those wing beats. Oh, but now look, here it comes. It's an adult, almost there. No, it's definitely a duck, and that white back is a giveaway. Oh, maybe it's keeping an eye on the leopard. That's what she's doing.
Somewhere.
She's got a nest somewhere. In this water, all this marshy, swampy area here is dabbling duck territory. I was talking about pathways, and the reason why we found so many tracks with cats and elephants and things is that they just found it convenient to use our pathways as well as their own. And as far as the leopard are concerned, they make ideal territorial boundaries. It's opportunism at its best. If they don't necessarily see them as humans' roads. But they do certainly see them as an opportunity to walk softly and quietly and without twigs and things breaking under their feet. Another guarri bush up ahead, which you'll no doubt mark on. And we have a lot of other game drive vehicles that I think it's time for us to leave her. She's now crossed over out of our territory as well. So we're going to leave all these wonderful folk to enjoy her. I think we've had the best of her. I hope you all enjoyed that as much as Peter and I did.
Nice one, Mark.
Thanks, Peter.
It's always nice to see a leopard. You can never ever get tired of it.
Yeah. See you later. Bye.
Have you ever seen a leopard, Mark, and thought, I wish I was doing something else right now?
Is that a rhetorical question?
It's a silly one, maybe.
Yeah. I better go log on to Facebook. No, those days there weren't such things. No. Peter? I can count thousands and thousands of times that I thought, gee, I wish I was with a leopard right now.
That's also true.
Thank you. I was saying it's only 2 days after the rain, and already the streams that were flowing, some of them have already stopped. But there's still a lot. I guess there's still a lot of seepage coming through.
Thank you very much. I also left the area. So heading south, away from Babushka.
Getting back to wetness and rain and running water. I wasn't on drive the last couple of days, but I did go out. Went out with Peter and Rory, and I was trying to think when the last time was that I was in the Sabi Sand. So much rain that the riverbed flowed, and I think it must have been in about '96. I was down at Inyati. Funny enough, with a film crew.
Maybe that brings it.
What I would call maybe serendipity. No, it's just one of those things of life. Puts a person where one should be when you get those sort of things happening. We have it far less in the Timbavati. We do have it occasionally. I have a boundary that's a broad, dry riverbed. Up to about 50, 60 meters wide in some places. But there's so many private properties in that area, and so many of them have dammed up the riverbed that would take probably 3-4 times the amount of rain that is normally needed to get it to flow, because first the dams all have to fill up. There have been times in the past, in the early 90s, where they had been dry from drought, and then a flash flood came through and burst several dam walls, but always rebuilt. Funny enough, that was a time when I was working with Charles. Things come full circle, connections. Okay, I want to get off of this big wide road, this boundary of ours. I like this little open area. Sadly, everybody, there's this lovely big bank of cloud to our west. There's some lovely stuff high up that might get painted by the sunset, but at the moment it's being hidden by what looks like a nice big storm over there, Escarpment. I guess that would be Hoedspruit Way, Bushbuck Ridge. Was that a stick or a bone?
It's an old one. There's an old hyena den close here. Well, not an old den, but they left it into about 3-4 months ago.
An impala on our right.
And a kudu.
Yeah, a couple of, well, at least one that I can see. Another one further back behind some combretum. Just like we have all of the IDs of the leopard and the lion, starting with the elephant things, we can start as well with the kudu. Those lovely stripe markings on their backs. Looks like she's got two right at the back that have joined to be a thicker one, and then a gap. Call it a barcode, kudu barcode. We need somebody who's technically savvy to develop a laser kudu barcode reader. But then I suppose we can get a laser leopard spot reader too. Okay, hide behind the... Ooh, what did she do? Step in a hole or something? Seem to sink.
Mark?
Yes.
I think you should maybe say a quick goodbye. The batteries are beeping, so we've gotten what we could get out of the limited charge.
Oh gosh, okay. Well, I guess I can't complain. We've had an amazing... Oh, gee. What an amazing start. Just got some hippos to our left. Folks, batteries are playing up again. We're going to...
Hello everybody, it's Stationary and Final Control Juma. As you saw, we had a bit of freeze there due to the batteries that just went off, power down. They're heading back to camp, and Mark said he'll come and say goodbye in the FCC. But that is the end of the evening drive, but a wonderful drive anyway. Siseka is such a beautiful leopard, and lots of activity at the waterhole throughout the day. Hopefully see something drinking during the night, and then looking forward to another exciting day tomorrow. The morning drive will be at 5:30 Central African time, and yeah, hopefully have such a, like I said, an exciting day again tomorrow. Any questions you have, send them into finalcontrol@wilders.tv and we can address those. Guys, thanks for joining us. As always, it's always nice having you on the ride. Thank you.
Camp, or rather a longer one back at camp. Actually, this is the quick one. We've been driving a little bit, things might have charged up. I'm not hearing the beeping yet, but I'm going to use this little bit of battery that is charged up to just say a quick good night. You can see it's getting dark. Sadly, we're not going to have enough power to put on the infrared tonight. I can look forward to it for tomorrow night. Thank you for joining me, to everybody who was with us, and I look forward to you joining me on the drive in the morning. I will be on chat later this evening to say goodnight to everybody, and for those of you that are starting your days on the other side of the planet. And there's the beeping. So good night everybody from Peter and I. Thank you to Lishan, and I'm sure Rory is also in control, and look forward to tomorrow. Bye everyone.